It seemed like you got off to a pretty good start in the first quarter. Did you see anything flip at the start of the second quarter? Any difference makers there?
Yeah, again, another period in the second quarter where we just turned the ball over. Certainly had some long stretches where we didn't have successive turnovers, but that was part of it. A little bit of game plan and KYP mistakes defensively for us in that second quarter. You got to give them a lot of credit. They made shots tonight, including some guys who, normally don't make threes. I think our defense, you hope 99 is enough to win, and we just couldn't make shots. Missed some layups. Certainly had some good looks from three that didn't go down. But we'll take a look at the whole process and take a look at the substitution patterns and figure out where we can be better in Game 6.
JJ, Marcus has been so important here in this series, but some of the turnovers tonight in particular felt like they were pretty big. Just what is sort of like an acceptable turnover against this team, and what are the ones that are just like the non-negotiables?
It's hard because the players see stuff on the court, and it's easy for us to look back on film or armchair quarterback it. I do think we had two of those turnovers where we get a stop and we throw the ball ahead out of bounds. Those are the kind of the ones that you wish you had back. But the turnovers, they come in all shapes and sizes, and it's about limiting them, and you certainly have to give your guys freedom to make basketball plays. I would say in general, though, turnovers of aggression are okay. Turnovers of passivity are not.
Coach Austin came back and scored 22, started in the third quarter. What do you think overall about his game?
I thought he was aggressive, did a nice job of driving. He'll find his rhythm.
JJ, you mentioned that they made shots, and they shot it pretty decent from three. Some of those open looks, were those the right double teams inside, and they just made the open looks? Is that kind of what happened?
There's one taser on the board. He made two. Those are fine. I think it's like the overreaction to a Josh Okogie closeout, and we don't have a low man. We don't have a taser shift off Thompson. He gets a layup. It's those type of things. The transition talk in the third where they get a transition three. We don't communicate in transition. Those are the threes that we don't want to give up.
JJ, throughout the year, part of your job has not been always tactician. There's been like a pretty hardy element of psychology in all of this for you. What is that message to this team right now? You just use the word overreact, like on the court in a play, but like what is the right type of reaction to this moment? And I guess kind of how do you view your job over the next 48 hours with your group?
It's the first team to win 4 games in a series. We happen to have won the first 3. They happen to have won the last 2. We've got to be better.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Austin Reaves returns to action after his injury as the Lakers look to close out the Rockets at home in Game 5. First quarter, LeBron James, Marcus Smart, good starts. Lakers kicking off the scoring in Game 5. A little later on, Luke Kennard gets the steal, and he's going to start the fast break. LeBron, bounce pass, Rui the dunk, James.
Yeah, good hands, good deflections on the defensive end right here by Luke Kennard coming over for the interception. Then LeBron James with the nice bounce pass over to Rui for the finish.
Marcus Smart driving. Lob it up for D.A., good catch and finish. Austin Reaves in the game for the first time since April 2nd. Fish, and he's getting Ayton involved early.
Yeah, it's good to see Austin back on the floor tonight, Geets, and drawing 2 guys on the ball, dropping it off to Ayton. 15 and 5 back together.
2 for 8 from 3, James, but this was his first one, and it was deep.
Yeah, he's not afraid to take that deep 3, Geeter, and that time the defense went under the screen. It looks like he has some space and knocks it down.
Final 90 seconds. Austin Reaves gets hammered. Turnover Rockets, 24-15. Jake LaRavia, extra effort Fish, going to lead to a bucket. Lakers close on a 10-2 run, 28-21 after one.
Great hustle by Jackson Hayes to keep the basketball alive. Jake LaRavia with the hustle as well. Lakers 2 points.
But it all started to turn here. Jabari Smith, deep three. Rockets on a 6-0 run to open the quarter, only down by 1. Lakers up 28-27, trying to end the run. Gets AR up ahead to Vando.
A nice look.
Rui going to work, big game.
Yeah, Rui put the ball on the floor. You know, he likes that 2-dribble pull up from the elbow. Knocks it down.
Josh Okogie, 3 balls good. Marcus Smart, tough 3. Lakers with their first 3-pointer since 4:15 left in the first. AR hits his second. Fish.
Yeah, AR didn't make a lot of shots tonight, but that one tough. Knocked down 3 in the pick and roll.
Tari Eason reverse. Lakers timeout down 4 after the 8th turnover of the game. Passes to Rui. 6th assist of the night for AR. Lakers down 1. But next possession, Eason's going to answer. And again, dribble penetration, kick to the corner. Rockets up 51-47 at the half.
There's no reason for Austin Reaves to get sucked in there. You got Rui on him.
Here's how the third starts. Reed Shepherd. And then big game. AR misses the chippy, and here comes the Rockets in transition.
Yeah, missed layup. Rockets coming in waves, Geeter. And they finally settle for the deep 3 from the corner after putting pressure on the Lakers defense.
Fish, we got a little flagrant one here on Eason.
Yeah, Austin doing a good job just trying to put his body in Eason's way before he gets to the offensive glass, and Eason just runs through him. Flagrant foul, penalty 1.
Lakers down 11, now 9. Rui. DeAndre, man, he had a nice game. 10-4 run to pull within 5. But just like that, big game. Holiday misses, but the offensive rebound, and they didn't have a lot of them tonight, but that was a big one.
Well, I think they're the best offensive rebounding team in the league, Geeter.
Only
They got
6 tonight compared to their average, 14.
to hurt the Lakers. That was one of them right there. Usually an offensive rebound, there's a lot of threes attached to those.
Fish, closing quarters. Went from 3 to 11 quickly.
Yeah, the end of the first, Skeeter. Quick run by the Rockets to cut the lead, and then another little push there at the end of the third.
Even Amen Thompson's getting in on the action from the corner. 10-point lead. Rockets with their largest lead of the night. Jabari Smith up 13, timeout.
Yeah, that was tough with, the double team there on Şengün. Luke needed to drop as low on that strong side. You got that, the backside was over to help already.
DeAndre Ayton. Lakers within 10. LeBron a layup, down 9 with 5 minutes. Timeout Rockets. Big game, that's a nice spin, good finish.
Yes, that's a very nice footwork there, going through the middle, then a little backspin. Good block by Ayton on Şengün. Lakers off and running. Luke Kennard over to Rui for the 3.
They're only 3 in the second half, puts them down 7. Ayton battles, down 5. LeBron to the rack. It's an 11-0 run. It's a 3-point game. And we showed you this earlier, Fish. Watch the back-to-back plays by Reed Shepherd. Shepherd again.
Yeah, big plays made by young player Reed Shepherd. Pull up, knock down, and then the defensive play and the finish at the rim.
This ended up being a big play. Easton gets called for the offensive foul. They overturn it, though, and say Austin was not in a defensive position, set position.
It was close. I thought the left arm kind of
Yeah, broadcast did not think that would get overturned.
But
Two open threes.
I thought we might drive to the basket on this one.
Yeah, he didn't get his legs underneath that one.
I was looking for a quick two on. Well, it's a 7-game series, Geeter.
Yes, sir. 99-93, Rockets win. Jabari Smith with 22, Tari Eason with 18, and Amen Thompson with 15. Şengün with only 14. Rockets with only 6 offensive rebounds. If you would have heard that before the game, you would have thought it went the Lakers' way, but the Lakers struggle offensively. 42% from the field, 7 of 27 from 3. So the Rockets stay alive and extend the series. Game 6 Friday at 6:30 on Prime.
Get all the news you need to know on the Purple and Gold.
When you smell playoffs, it's a different beast. It's a different type of energy, a different type of emotion.
And after the final buzzer, head back to the studio for a post-game reaction, highlights, and interviews.
LeBron came in. He knows he's got to lead these guys. Let's go.
Access Sportsnet Lakers, pre- and post-game coverage on Spectrum Sportsnet.
Lakers fall in Game 5 to the Rockets, 99-93. Here's LeBron James with Nikki K in the media.
LeBron, you get it to within 3 with less than 3 minutes to go. Where did the comeback fall short?
Reed Shepherd made a pull-up jumper to put him up 5. We come down, I turned the ball over, put him up 7. They're just, bang-bang plays.
Offensively, are you pleased with the looks you guys are generating?
Yeah, we have some opportunities to make some shots we didn't make. Obviously, they were generating good shots, but you got to. As much as we got to defend, you also got to score in this game too. And I don't think we did that at a good rate, especially in the second and third.
One of the hallmarks of this season is adaptability. The groups have changed, umpteen times. How does this group need to adapt here as you guys go back to Houston?
It's the next game. And try to flush this one. Obviously, we got to learn from our mistakes. I think we made some mistakes tonight. Too many unforced mistakes. So we got to be better on Friday.
In what ways did you get from having Austin back out there on the court the first time in about a month? What ways did you get boost from Austin back in the lineup for the first time in a month?
He's such a dynamic player. His ability to get into the paint, his ability to get to the free throw line. Obviously, it's his first game in a month, so a few of his jump shots were short. That makes sense. He hasn't played in a month, so. This gives us another ball handler, another attack threat. At the point of attack, so it's great for our team.
Having been down this road before, you know exactly what it takes in order to forget it so you can bounce back.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, it's one game. You give credit where credit is due. They've played well the last 2 games, exceptionally well, and that answered the call.
Ron, when you talk about the mistakes the group's made, what do you attribute that to?
Some of them was game plan discipline, and some of them was just unforced errors. So we got to be better in both areas.
And I've heard you say many times before, sometimes you just have to give the other team credit.
Well, absolutely. They played extremely hard. They hit some shots today. A few of the guys that hadn't made shots in this series so far made some big-time shots tonight. But they got contributions out of everybody, both the starters and the bench. Like you say, you get credit as credit is due.
How difficult will this be to forget this one?
We don't have a lot of time to dwell on it. You can give yourself tonight, a little bit tomorrow, but shit, once we get on that plane and head down to Houston, we got to forget about it, understand what we're going for, and it's gonna be even harder, man. Like every game is hard. It's so hard to close out a team in the postseason, to win a series, and this is our first time doing it as a unit. So, we'll see what we got.
And as such a dynamic perimeter defender, what are the things you guys can do to try to disrupt like kind of the shutdown corner elements of what he does?
I mean, he's great for a reason on that end, and then offensively he's dynamic as well. So, you can't play with him obviously with the ball around him. He has great hands, great length, great speed, great athleticism. So, we got to just, when we get an opportunity to get a body on him, or the screening action, off ball action, we got to make sure we try to attack it that way. But got to be smart. I mean, obviously, because he's really, really dynamic.
LeBron in practice yesterday, Jabari Smith Jr. said he feels like obviously the Rockets are the better team. What's the best way to respond to a group that obviously has some confidence growing over there?
I don't care about shit like that, bro. The game is won between the four lines. I don't give a damn who cares. Of course you say it. Why would you say, no, we're not the better team? But I don't. Ask one of them young guys that question. I'm too old for that shit.
All right, LeBron James led all scorers for the Lakers with 25 points. Is 0 for 9, though, from 3, Fish, the last couple of games, and he's not the only one. Luke Kennard, 1 for 11 in the last 2 games. But LeBron doing his thing, 9 for 20, 7 for 10 from the free throw line, 7 assists, 3 rebounds.
Yeah, I mean, some of this is, it's about the postseason. You go from, you finish the regular season, you have a week between the end of the regular season while the play-in tournament is happening. And, you're fresh, you're working on your shooting, your body's recovering. And so early in the series, that rhythm from all those additional reps, the timing, the practice, you can start out really sharp and shooting the ball well and you feel great. But when a series starts to shift to every other day, or even sometimes with 2 days in between, but there's travel, as we talked about earlier, there's less practice, there's kind of walkthrough in the film. Now your body's starting to adjust differently. Some in good ways and some not as good. And so rhythm is harder in the postseason. You're playing against teams that know your stuff. They know where you like to get your shots from. The games are going to be harder. Those are all factors and variables, but ultimately it's just getting 4 wins. However you get them is, that just comes with the job.
Yeah.
And you have to be willing to do the job as long as it takes.
Yeah, playoffs are a grind, man. It's a grind. It's a lot of adjustments from game to game and from quarter to quarter sometimes. And it's just, you have to be willing to just lay it all out there. And as Fish just mentioned, sometimes, teams are going to make adjustments to take away some of your comfort shots. Sometimes they're not going to fall. Sometimes fatigue sets in for 2 or 3 minutes during the game. You have to push through that in order to get back on track. There's a lot of factors that come into play. And Houston, a young team, a desperate team looking for a win, they had that energy. They had that desperation. Not saying that the Lakers didn't, but they just were a step slow and a little off. Tonight, it is a 7-game series. You got to win 4 games. We got 3. Got to get 1 more. That's key. 1 more.
All right, Austin.
Next game with a little bit more, efficiency and, the Austin Reaves that we're accustomed to.
Austin Reaves speaking with the media.
Hey, Austin, I know it's been it's just a struggle to get back. How did you feel physically, 34 minutes, and kind of where did you see that as you worked through the injury the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, it felt good. It's good to be back out there, but overall felt really good.
And then what did you see relative to what you were watching on the bench before and kind of how Houston was playing and then actually being on the floor? And what did you see was the difference on both ends?
I missed a lot of easy looks. We didn't shoot it great as a team. So, we'll watch film tomorrow, we'll get better, and we play Friday. So we'll go try to win a game Friday.
Austin, the defensive numbers still look good for the series for you guys as a group. Offensively, what have you seen? I mean, tonight there was probably a handful of shots that rimmed out, but other than that, what have you seen that's keeping this team from reaching its offensive kind of potential?
it helps when shots go in. I know Bron had probably 3 or 4 in the first half that went in and out. I missed 2 easy layups. I missed 2 or 3 good looks from 3, 1 little mid range. But you make shots, you miss shots, and like I said, we'll move on to Friday and go try to get a win in Houston.
Austin, you told us the other day that you've been pretty miserable here over the last 4 weeks, I guess. What was like the process today? Where was your head at? Did you feel like when you woke up like there was a good chance for this, or can you just kind of take us through the last 24 hours to get you across the finish line here?
Yeah, I mean, just to go back, 3 weeks and I think 6 days. I think tomorrow will be 4 weeks. Just it's been a grind. I've been running around Los Angeles doing everything I could possibly do to get back to this moment, and we've done it, and it feels good. I love playing basketball. It's my happy place, and it was nice to get back out there. Obviously, wish I played a little better. Wish I made a couple more shots, but at the end of the day, I have fun out there, and it was good to compete.
Austin, LeBron just said there was too many unforced mistakes tonight. For you, do you think that's a bit of tip your hat to Houston with their defensive intensity, or is it something that you guys put on your shoulders and say we have to be better?
I think you could go a little bit of both. In a lot of situations, you can either spark a run or you can kind of kill a run, with one little, mental mistake. So, that's how they defend. They've done that all year. Pressure, play hard. So, just try to, dial that back a little bit. I think tonight was probably the first time all series we shot more attempts at the basket than they did. So that's a good sign. But like Brian said, those couple little things here and there can flip a game like that.
How much was natural fatigue a factor for you shooting the basketball tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't played in a month. Unfortunately, I wish I could get a little bit more of a rhythm before jumping into the fire like that. But like I said, I had a lot of fun out there, and I just trust myself and trust the work that I put in. But it's hard to emulate like real basketball reps, even if you're doing it practice, stay ready, whatever it might be. So it's really hard to get that same feel. So yeah, I mean, got a little tired in the second half, but something I got to push through. I don't have the liberty to play a couple warm-up games. Just get tossed back in the fire on Friday, and hopefully we'll have a better result.
Austin, right? Austin. Late in the fourth, the Lakers went on a run there, kind of got it close. What went right during that period?
Yeah, I think Bron just took over the game. We've seen him do it a million times throughout his career, and it was there was a lot of energy in the building. Got a couple stops, he got a couple buckets, and we were just playing hard and competing at a high level.
Hey, Austin. Obviously, coming in from an injury, when you walk into this type of atmosphere, obviously a playoff game, you're going up against the Rockets. Can you just walk us through getting to this point, and trying to play a postseason game is such a key one to close it out?
Yeah. It's tough to, as I ran out tonight for the first time in a long time, I got a really good, that chills feeling with the atmosphere, the crowd. And I think that's just because, when something you love is taken away from you for, 4 weeks with an injury, and then you get, like I said, thrown in the fire in a game like this, I could say I wouldn't want it any other way, but I kind of do. But, it was a lot of fun. The fans were great. Upset we, didn't hit it tonight on our home court, but we'll have another opportunity Friday to go get it done.
Appreciate you.
All right, D-Fitch, we hear from Austin Reaves there. Now do a little Access 360 on Austin's return.
Yeah, just some of the things. I mean, gravity is a buzzword, keyword around the league now, and not because of NASA and Artemis and that type of gravity, but Austin Reaves' gravity, as you can see here, when Austin catches the ball, one guy getting screened, a second guy going to Austin, and then DeAndre Ayton, one of the happiest guys to have Austin back in the lineup, gets to drop off in the paint here. Austin being a screener, and then now pursuing the basketball in pick and roll. Jackson Hayes with the screen. As Austin turns the corner, he's just reading Şengün. Şengün can't commit to the ball because of Jackson Hayes' role, and then Austin with the left hand. And then here, just keeping the defender on his hip. Now LeBron setting. Eason can't really switch this because you don't want to leave Holiday on LeBron. Austin knows that he won't stop the ball, so he gets to a point, and then he sees that LeBron has gotten behind the defense, and then he puts it up and over the top. And then he and DeAndre again here operating pick and roll. This is all now he's just reading this guy. Okogie's out of the play. Once he comes off the screen, Şengün is there, ball comes out to Ayton. All the bigs now have their little push floater around the free throw lane line and in. And so just a lot of opportunities where he can make plays for himself, but also making his teammates better. And they will need more of that on Friday night in order to figure out a way to score more than 93 points, right?
Yeah.
They couldn't get the offense going, but Austin was good in pick and roll situations.
That's a great breakdown right there, Rock. All right, the Rockets take game 4 and 5, so there will be a game 6 on Friday. It will be in Houston at 6:30, and it will be on Amazon Prime. Game 7, if the Rockets were to win, would be Sunday in LA, still TBD. Marcus Smart, speaking with the media.
Marcus, at this point of the series, you guys obviously know each other pretty well. What did you see as the biggest difference tonight?
Oh man, they made shots. You know, you tip your hat off to those guys. They made some shots tonight, right? That they weren't making in games 1, 2, and 3, right? But we understood that. We knew that. We gave ourselves a chance, but we just fell short, and it's part of it. We got to put this one in the back of our mind and move on to the next one.
We asked JJ about the team turnovers, and he said obviously players are trying to make plays and see things. What's the balance there between trying to go against a tough defense and taking care of the basketball?
Take care of the basketball. You know, we've been through this. We understand this team and how they play, and they're very aggressive. And, you know, we got to take care of the basketball. Myself, I had 6 turnovers, you know, and that's unacceptable for me, especially with only 2 assists, right, especially against this team. So you definitely got to take care of the ball. We got to do a better job, all of us, and collectively, and that'll help us for sure.
Marcus, it was 93 tonight, 96 in Game 4. I think you guys had 38 points in the second half of Game 3 outside of overtime. Does it feel like you guys are making any sort of progress, or just, I guess, diagnosing what the offensive issues have been the last 2.5 games?
Yeah, I mean, we know what it is. We just got to make shots. You know, we got guys doing things, and we're not giving ourselves a chance by turning the ball over, which, you know, we can't get a shot up on the basketball on the rim because of that. And that hurts anybody. And no matter how good you are offensively, if you can't get a shot up on the rim, that's always going to hurt. But yeah, we know what it takes. We got good plays. The game plan is right. The coaching staffs do a good job of putting us in the positions. We got to go out there and capitalize on the plays that we are and make the best of them.
Still to come on Access, DeAndre Ayton with a huge double-double, 18 points, 17 boards, but the Lakers can't get it done in Game 5. More reaction, we come back.